and very good morning. Important for both its high biodiversity and its scarce features, Gunung Mulu National Park in the Borneo Island in the state of Sarawak is the most studied tropical karst area in the world.
Also known as the Gunung Mulu World Heritage Area, this park is one of the most majestic and thrilling nature destinations anywhere in Southeast Asia. No surprise, then, that UNESCO declared it as a World Heritage Site in 2005. System, a breathtaking natural wonder, contains a number of record-breaking caves, with the world's largest cave passage that is Deer Cave, the world's largest natural chamber that is Sarawak Chamber, and also the longest cave in Southeast Asia that is Clearwater Cave. This will not be surprising that Mulu is now known as the famous national park in the world. Gunung Mulu National Park is one of the nature's most spectacular achievements and the main attraction on Borneo Island, including Gunung Kinabalu in Sabah. It is also the largest national park with covering area 544 square kilometers of primary rainforest. The oldest of Mulu caves started to form in about 5 million years ago when sideways earth movements result in the formation of both limestone and sandstone mountains lying side by side. Millions of years of heavy rain and the action of rivers and running water have caused that place to carve out the vast subterranean system that exists today. Gunung Mulu National Park is one of the nature's most spectacular achievements and the main attraction on Borneo Island, including Gunung Kinabalu in Sabah. It is also the largest national park with covering area 544 square kilometers of primary rainforest. The oldest of Mulu caves started to form in about 5 million years ago when sideways earth movements result in the formation of both limestone and sandstone mountains lying side by side. Millions of years of heavy rain and the action of rivers and running water have caused that place to carve out the vast subterranean system that exists today.
Now I would like to share about the Komodo National Park. Komodo National Park is a national park in Indonesia, located within the lesser Sunda Island in the border region between the provinces of East Nusa Tenggara and West Nusa Tenggara. The park includes the three larger islands, Komodo, Pada and Ringka. The national park was founded in 1980 to protect the Komodo dragon, the world's largest lizard. Later, it was dedicated to protecting other species, including marine life. In 1991, Komodo National Park was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is also have been selected as one of the new 7 wonders of nature, where the island contains rich marine biodiversity. Okay, now I will continue to the history of Komodo National Park. Komodo National Park was established in 1980. The national park was declared a World Heritage Site and a Marine and Biosphere Reserve by UNESCO in 1991. The park was initially established to conserve the unique Komodo dragon, first discovered by the scientific world in 1912 by J.K.H. Van Steen. Since then, conservation goals have expanded to protecting its entire biodiversity, both marine and terrestrial. The majority of the people in and around the park are fishermen from Bima, Manggarai, South Flores and South Sulawesi. Those from South Sulawesi are from the suku Bajau or Bugis ethnic groups. The Bajau were originally nomadic and moved from location to location in the region of Sulawesi, Nusa Tenggara and Maluku to make their livelihoods. Descendants of the original people of Komodo, the Afamodo, still alive in Komodo, but there are no pure-blood people left and their culture and language is slowly being integrated with the recent migrants. Little is known of the earlier history of Komodo Islanders. They were subject of the Sultanate of Bima. Although the island's remoteness from Bima meant its affairs were probably little troubled by the Sultanate, other than by occasional demand for tribute. Komodo National Park is managed by the central government of Indonesia through the Directorate General of Forest Protection and Natural Conservation of the Ministry of Forestry. Today, the PKA Balai Taman Nasional Komodo and PT Puteri Naga Komodo are working together to protect the park's vast resources. Their goals are to protect the park biodiversity.
Okay, now we will continue with the SWOT analysis of both Gunung Mulu National Park and Komodo National Park. We will start with the strength of Gunung Mulu. There are three strengths of Gunung Mulu. The first one is the Gunung Mulu is the largest cave chamber in the world. Mulu Cave National Park is home to one of the largest network of caves in the world. Here lies the world's largest underground chamber, the Sarawak Chamber. The conservation outlook for Gunung Mulu National Park is overall very positive. The combination of the remoteness, rugged terrain, legislative basis of protection, existence and implementation of an integrated development and management plan, 5-year plan, very effective professional management and dependence of a valuable tourism industry on the park augurs well for ongoing effective protection and management. Staff training appears to be adequate for effective protection and management of the park. The park receives significant levels of research input that benefit the staff in terms of knowledge of the resource. Although there is some formal training, it is not clear how well trained are the staff of Bursa Mulu Company, which is responsible for management of the tourism zone.
For Komodo National Park, there are two strengths. First, a rich and amazing underwater sea biosphere.
Divers claim that Komodo waters are one of the best diving sites in the world. It has fascinating underwater scenery. You can find 385 species of beautiful coral, mangrove forests, and seaweed as a home for thousands of fish species. 70 types of sponge, 10 types of dolphin, 6 types of whale, green turtle, and various types of shark and stingray. A variety of natural attraction, especially the exotic species, Komodo, that become the main attraction at here, the underwater sea biodiversity, and the many more.
The weaknesses of Gunung Mulu National Park is related with the relationship with the local people.
A lot of the ongoing disputation between the local Berawan and Penang residents and the park are in reality largely about conflict with government about land rights and compensation rather than the park per se. On occasion, there's overlapping interests and multifaceted conflict have understandably spilled over to the park. An independent assessment would be desirable in the near future. The state party report a high proportion of interpretation and guide being local people.
There are two weaknesses of Komodo National Park. First, the lack of speed boat ship, and the second one is about the entrance fees of Komodo National Park.
The boat ship used to carrying the tourists from various countries, either local tourists. Until now, tourists still have wait for a few hours to go Komodo Island. The boat ship became primarily transport for those tourists to reach at the island. The entrance fee is quite expensive because for every entrance at the park we charge with different price. The fee should pay in rupiah only and the price is paid as per person per day.
The opportunity of Gunung Mulu National Park, they need the sustainable finance and the involvement of local people.
The first opportunity of Gunung Mulu National Park is sustainable finance. The funding for the protection and management of Gunung Mulu National Park is provided from the annual budget of the Sarawak state government. The second one
opportunity of Gunung Mulu National Park is the involvement of the local people. The proper ecotourism package development involving local people in decision making and planning so that there is a larger involvement of the local people.
For Komodo National Park, the opportunity is conserving the natural ecosystem and the satisfaction of tourists.
For Komodo National Park, the opportunity is conserving natural ecosystem. The natural ecosystem needs to conserve and preserve system, and the management should making effort to decrease negative impacts. The second one opportunity is satisfaction of tourists. The state government should ensure all the needed of tourists is fulfilled. The satisfaction of tourists will lead to destination loyalty. The basic infrastructure of utilities are the major satisfactory to visitors.
The Gunung Mulu National Park has their own traits. The first is the current remoteness and lack of road access. The second one is the impact of tourism, and the third one is the logging or wood harvesting.
The first trait of Gunung Mulu National Park is the current remoteness and lack of road access. The combined with the mostly very rugged terrain, management plan and proportional management is favorable to the effective protection of the park. For logging or wood harvesting, the ongoing logging in adjacent forests, including catchment of Tutu River which form park boundary. Areas of forest surrounding the property have been heavily logged and cut up to the rivers that demark much of the boundary of the property, and this remains an ongoing threat to its integrity and natural values.
While the Komodo National Park trait is because of the blast fishing activities, and the second one is because of the high exploitation of wild population. The second trait is the high exploitation rate for wild population.
The main activity of Komodo National Park is scuba diving, while for the Mulu National Park is the easy walk along the forests and river.
Komodo National Park main attraction activity is scuba diving, as scuba diving is popular because of the park high marine biodiversity. The tourists can go lifeboat diving in Komodo all year round. The charters here do not close for end of season because every month of the year promise top quality action. Meanwhile, the main reason why tourists visit Mulu National Park is because of its amazing underground attraction, as the park possesses some of the most spectacular caves in the world. Tourists can participate in an easy walk along the Rainfall Discovery Walk through the lush forest and alongside rushing river to the entrance of the world's largest cave. The most visited of this cave is the Gua Payau. There is another reason why it is the most popular cave, because of every evening millions of bats flying out of the cave looking for food at night.
For the main protection of Komodo National Park, at first they protect Komodo dragon, and for the Mulu National Park, at first they protect karst features.
Komodo National Park was founded in 1980 to protect the Komodo dragon. Later, it was dedicated to protecting other species, including marine species, for example, ocean sunfish, sponge, and coral, and others. The Gunung Mulu National Park, situated in the Malaysian state of Sarawak on the island of Borneo. The Gunung Mulu National Park is outstanding both for its high biodiversity and for its karst features. The geological Malina Formation contains a remarkable concentration of cave, revealing a geological history of over more than 1.5 million years. Later, it was dedicated to protecting not only the karst features but also flora and fauna. Gunung Mulu is high endemicity. Gunung Mulu National Park provides significant natural habitat for a wide range of plant and animal species.
Hi, I'm here to explain about the recommendation for Gunung Mulu National Park. There are two main points, which is conservation plan and then promotional plan. For conservation plan, Gunung Mulu National Park, the site should be explained to visitors through the following: proper display of directional signs and notices in English and in regional language, historical description of the site, brochures, audio, video material related to the site and souvenirs. The second is the approach road should be well developed with signage and street lights. Third is landscape garden should be created around the monument. Fourth is social, cultural and environmental impacts because of visitor use should be addressed. And then the fourth is visitor facilities and services in the form of restaurants and refreshment stalls, umbrellas to protect from the rain and sunshine during the day. And the sixth is visitor use plan indicating logical access and exit points along the visitor flow. Continuous monitoring should be done. And then for the last, for the site maintenance and preservation, government agencies like Archaeological Survey of Malaysia should be contacted. For the promotional plan, the basic promotional medium have to be used. For example, promotion through the social media, newspaper, internet search engines, and we have to promote via young generation. Young generation is main for the tourism establishment, and then the generation of the revenue. Now I pass to the recommendation for Komodo National Park to the sheriff.
I'm Sharon Pamela Fernandez, and today I'd like to share with you the recommendations of Komodo National Park, Indonesia. Okay, firstly, there are 5 points. Okay, firstly, the nature of conservancy, TNC. The role of TNC is to decrease the resource exploitation, both marine and terrestrial. And the second point will be declaration from UNESCO. When a tourist destination is under UNESCO, it cannot be harmed, where it should be protected and preserved for future generations. And my third point will be regulations and restrictions on resource use. TNC took action by punishing the illegal fishermen. For example, they are arrested and even one of the suspects was shot and killed after the fishermen tried to escape, besides charging fines to those who neglected the rules. Okay, the fourth point will be conservation activities. For example, comprehensive set of biological monitoring programs for both the marine and terrestrial ecosystems of the park, including continuous assessment of resource use and tourism impacts. And the fifth point will be conservation fund, where funds from visitors was used for important conservation, community development and ecotourism objectives, and provide added value for all the visitors to the park. Okay, there are 4 types of promotional plan. First point will be advertising. Advertising development involves a division across 5 MS, which are mission, money, message, media and measurement. The second point will be sales promotion. For example, consumer incentives such as demonstration, price off and etc. The final selection of the consumer promotional tools needs to consider target audience, budget, competitive response and tools purpose. The third point will be public relation, which is handling press releases, support product publicity, create and maintain corporate image, handle matters, lawmakers, guide management with respect to public issues. And the last point will be direct marketing, which can be used to deliver message or service. Okay, now I'll be explaining about suggestion to government and non-government organizations, and there are 4 points. Okay, the first one will be new state-of-the-art facilities. which is low-impact, eco-friendly visitor center on Komodo Island with trails and information panels. Other than that, market for local handicrafts and traditional items. The second point will be new funding for conservation, which is levying a modest conservation fee on park visitors. And the third one will be new businesses, for example, wood carving and textile weaving. Other than that, providing seeds and technical assistance to establish sustainable seaweed farms, facility to breed high-value reef fish, and providing souvenir production facility. And the last one will be new communication forum, which is establishing forum for community where representatives will have a formal opportunity to assist in park management.
Next presenter, Lazira. Hi, now I will explain about the conclusion of the topic. In conclusion, Mulu National Park and Komodo National Park both have their unique and attraction by itself, and should be our duty to protect and preserve the species at both of the national parks. Because the two national parks has its own uniqueness, which make UNESCO has chosen this place as one of the World Heritage Site. Actually, attraction in the Komodo National Park is not about the animal only, but which manages the park site. The panorama savanna and underwater scenery is the attraction of potential supporters. For example, marine tourism, which is fishing, snorkeling, diving, canoe and boating. While on land, natural tourism potential that can be done in the wildlife observation, hiking and camping. The government of Malaysia and Brunei are also collaborating to establish what will effectively become a buffer zone for the property by using the Lebi Forest Reserve in Brunei that adjoins Mulu National Park. This collaboration both open the ongoing Heart of Borneo (HOB) initiative to which the government of Malaysia, Brunei and Indonesia are committed. This is our appendix, which is we attest some of the pictures of Komodo Island and Mulu National Park.